A rare phenomenon over the United States, and you could see it right here in the Commonwealth. We're live with a look at today's solar eclipse. Plus, UK basketball fans are speculating about Coach Cal's future at the University of Kentucky. What we know about a potential departure.
Plus, keep the rain gear close as rain chances stick around this week. Your forecast coming up as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
There were watch parties throughout the mountains for the solar eclipse, which was a partial one here in eastern Kentucky. For more about what was happening in Prestonsburg, let's send it over to WYMT's Buddy Forbes, who joins us live. Buddy.
Yes, Steve, I'm here at the East Kentucky Science Center, one of the many places that hosted those viewing parties in the region today, inviting the community out to look and learn while taking in one of those wonders of science that Eclipse has me going today. Officials with the Science Center say events like an eclipse provide the perfect spotlight for their programs, bringing the community in to witness a spectacle they won't be able to see from here for the next 20 years, and providing the correct spectacles to make it possible. Families say they enjoyed the day checking out the inside of the Science Center and waiting out the main event on the campus lawn.
Like earlier, I was over there at that science table, and I was looking through the, trying to see the sun, and the tree branches were poking through in the sun's shadow. So it was actually pretty fun looking at it.
Now, most of that eclipse from here was seen with a clear sky, but even as those clouds rolled in, families say that it was a great time out here on the lawn and seeing all the things that the Science Center has to offer. In Prestonsburg, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Buddy, thank you very much. If you saw our live coverage about the 3 o'clock this afternoon, you know he got a much better view over there in Prestonsburg than we did. Fewer clouds over there, and we were able to show you what it looked like over in Prestonsburg. But we spoke with representatives from the Science Center about this event as well today, and you're going to hear from them and more eclipse coverage coming up beginning at 5:30.
We are watching out for some more clouds, also some more showers as we go into your Monday evening, and rain chances stick around for most of this week. Up on the radar, you can see nothing too widespread. Also some good news, no severe weather on your Monday, but we are watching out for a few showers, zooming into places in Breathitt County, also moving into Magoffin County, and a few sprinkles not too far away from downtown Paintsville over in Johnson County at this hour. And same story for far southeast Kentucky, also pushing into southwest Virginia. A little downpour over southern Floyd County. Also moving into Lee and Wise counties over in Virginia at this hour. A live look from Buffalo Mountain, that current temperature up to 66 degrees, and most of us are mild on this Monday. We stay mild for most of this week. Highs back in the upper 60s to lower 70s, up to 70 in Pikeville, also in Jackson, 71 for Irvin, and 67 over in London at this hour. And be sure to have the umbrella close this week. Not going to rain all week long, but off and on rain chances are likely starting this evening, also pushing into your Tuesday and Wednesday, and possibly a few strong storms by Thursday. More details on that coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Kentucky fans are anxiously awaiting more news about the future of the coaching position on the men's basketball team. Coach John Calipari's supposed departure for Arkansas was the main topic of discussion on Kentucky Sports Radio this morning. The popular radio program expanded to 3 hours and started at 9 a.m. instead of 10. UK fans say they have mixed feelings about the situation, but many believe it's simply for the best.
Even though I love and appreciate Cal for everything he's done for us, I do think it's time to move on. I think this is the best case scenario for Kentucky, Coach Calipari, and Arkansas.
Fans we spoke with say they hope a new coach can be named and hired within the next week or so that will help establish a roster quickly for next year. College basketball's March Madness gets one more shot on center stage tonight with the men's championship game in Glendale, Arizona. It's defending champion UConn facing Purdue, a team looking for its first title in school history after losing to a 16 seed last year. CBS Sports college basketball insider John Rothstein previewed the matchup on CBS Mornings.
Can Purdue go from purgatory to ecstasy in 1 year, or will UConn, led by Dan Hurley, be the first college basketball team to repeat as national champions?
Do you have a prediction and a score?
I like UConn by 8 to 12 points. I'll say UConn 82 to 72.
Now you can watch the national championship tonight on TBS. On the women's side, South Carolina capped off an undefeated season yesterday to beat Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes to win the women's championship. One Clay County business will soon expand into a new building. Jackson's Manchester Lumber Company has operated for 75 years in the same location. On Monday, folks gathered to celebrate the groundbreaking for what will be their new space right off the Hal Rogers Parkway. Owner Donna Jackson says they will be creating new jobs through this process.
Our previous location has been there for over 75 years. But the building's old, but we're expanding and going to double our employees and bringing in new jobs.
Jackson says the new space will provide them more inventory and it will be more convenient for their customers. Top U.S. officials believe Iran will attack U.S. or Israeli targets in the Middle East as early as this week. And as Amy Kiley explains, the U.S. is ready to defend its assets if it happens.
We're very concerned about a pending Iranian attack somewhere.
The U.S. will defend itself if Iran attacks an American target. That warning yesterday is from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. He says the U.S. is prepared
to defend any attack and respond swiftly if necessary.
U.S. officials predict a significant Iranian attack on American or Israeli assets in the Middle East as early as this week.
I know the president and his team are working hard to prevent escalation.
The potential danger from Iran comes after an Israeli strike on its consulate in Syria last week. Now, the Israel Defense Forces say they're preparing to deal with Iran, quote, offensively and defensively.
It doesn't make sense to keep on fighting these arms while letting Iran itself get away from it.
The Biden administration says if Iran attacks Israel directly, it almost guarantees a regional conflict.
Syria and, to the same extent, Lebanon are both launching points for Iranian attacks against Israel.
Israel says it's moving into an offensive phase along its border with Lebanon. It's been exchanging fire with Iran-backed Hezbollah forces that are in that country.
Lebanese people do not want to see an expanded war because the last time Hezbollah and Israel went to war, it was really bad for the Lebanese people.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Today, crews are engraving the names of fallen law enforcement officers at the National Memorial in Washington, D.C. Prior to National Police Week, the names of law enforcement officers who died in the line of duty the preceding year and years prior are engraved on the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. This year, 282 names of fallen officers will be engraved into the wall. They join more than 23,000 other names dating back to the first known American officer death way back in 1786.
By virtue of it being engraved here, there's some part of that that conveys onto the family and perhaps onto the nation that while we certainly would wish that they were still alive, by virtue of their sacrifice and their name being engraved here, that we are in some way trying to memorialize them, their name, their story, that it will exist here for all time.
The names being engraved will be read aloud during the 36th Annual Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Candlelight Vigil in Washington, D.C. That's in mid-May. Coming up on First at 4, more and more Americans are on the move. We'll share where people are leaving from and where they are moving to.
Plus, we are tracking a few showers on your Monday, but higher rain chances are on the way. Those details coming up.